Hello, good evening. I greet you all in the name of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. So tonight, my message is simple and short, and it goes to women. I want to give you reasons you should never compare your marriage to anyone's marriage. I want to give you few reasons you should never compare your spouse. Because I'm talking to women, why you should never compare your husband to other people's husbands. The reason is that there are certain women, all they want is the name Mrs., the title Mrs., because that's where they get their validation from. That's what makes them feel important. That's what makes them feel like they're women. All they want is a title, nothing more. And just because all they want is a title, they will stay no matter what the men do. They will not even tell anyone, not even their family, not even their friends. Even their best friends don't know what they're going through because they have decided to stay in the marriage because that's what makes them important. That is where they get their validation from. That is what they think matters in the whole world. Nothing matters but marriage. So that kind of person will not even tell the best friend what they are going through in their marriages. Forgetting that sometimes sharing will help you get help that you need, you know. So people like this, you always think they have a perfect marriage. My dear, the one you are in that you think is bad could be better than what you think is a perfect marriage. The second category, we have people that they don't have anything to their name. The women that if you take their husband's name, there is nothing to their name. I want to marry a doctor. I want to marry a doctor. I want to marry a pharmacist. And I'm like, can't you be one of those things? Can't you be one of those things? Whatever you want to do, you can do. Whatever men can do, women can do better, someone said. So there are women that don't have anything to their name. They don't even know how to get a job. They don't even know how to work outside the home. All they do is stay home, take care of children, husband go to work, come home. So these women obviously cannot take care of their children without a man. They cannot survive without men. They can't even take care of themselves without a man because the men are paying all the bills in the house. Even if they are working part-time 2 days in a week, the men are paying all the bills. They don't even know how to pay bills. Not alone to talk about how to pay school fees. So this kind of woman will not leave the husband because she can't even take care of herself. You talk about taking care of the children, their fees, kids are expensive. So this kind of woman will never leave the husband. I'm not saying leave the husband when things are happening, but I'm just giving you reasons why you should not compare your husband to someone else's husband. So this kind of woman will stay in the marriage, and when they're going through problems, what I'm trying to tell you is the things people can hide and the reasons people hide those things. So this kind of woman who don't have anything to her name, who don't have a job, even if they have a job, is a part-time, maybe 2 days in a week, and even if they make money 2 days in a week, they don't have to use the money to pay bills. The man is paying the bills, all the bills. So this woman can literally do nothing for herself. They can't pay the kids' school fees. So no matter what the man do, the man can be bad as bad as bad. They will stay. They will never tell their friends. They will never tell their families. So you will be thinking, oh, Akosia has a perfect marriage. Akosia's marriage is beautiful. Honey, why can't you do this for me? Akosia does not have a better marriage than you. The only difference between you and Akosia is that Akosia is not trying to get help for herself. Akosia is content with what she has. Whether it's bad, whatever it is, Akosia is content. The third category. There are women that are just naive. They are naive. We have women that are naive. They don't know anything. They don't understand a whole lot of issues in the world. They don't understand a whole lot of the issues in the world. So whatever the men do, they're okay with it. Okay. And sometimes we mistake those women that are naive as they are submissive. No, it's not submissiveness. They are naive. So whatever any decision the man will take, they are for it. And a typical example in the Bible is this woman, Sapphira. She's a typical example. Anything the man would do, she's for it. She agrees 100%. And when you agree 100% with someone, the person likes you. I found out that men actually love women that help them grow, but they don't like the fact that when they're making mistakes, those women will put them on their toes. Those women will let them know. So the women that a man can make a mistake, they will say nothing. A man can make any decision, even the decisions that can affect the family and themselves, they'll be quiet because they are naive. They don't even know how the world is operated. So such women, They are not going to, you would think they have perfect marriage. No, no. The only reason they are there and is like, you might think they don't have issues. Sometimes those women don't have a lot of arguments with their, they agree with everything. So there's no a lot of differences between them and their spouses. And those are the men that makes a lot of mistakes. When you see a man making a lot of mistakes, there are some men, they are such, I don't even know how to define them, but they are so, I don't know how to, I don't know what word to use, the appropriate word, but there are some men that they are not respecting society, the things they do, the way they even speak, the way and these are the women that these kind of men marry. And they marry them because they don't want anybody to tell them, to help them grow, to become a better person. So such women, you would think, oh, they have, and such women, let me tell you, such women, their husbands love to praise them outside. Oh, my wife is this. They are praising them because every stupid decision, excuse my language, that they would take, the woman is for it. Even when it's going to hurt the family, even when it's going to hurt the children, the woman is okay because this woman does not do anything. The man doesn't even tell the woman anything that he's that. These men keep their money to themselves. Women don't know how much money the husband make. Anything the man will do is just him deciding. And another category, men that have acquired all that they have acquired everything before they got married to someone. Just because they've acquired everything, they have the money, they have the resources, they have everything before they met the woman. So the women have not contributed to anything they have. So they make decisions by their own. And the women, because the men have the money before they got married to them, they kind of, it's like everything they say, okay. And that avoid a lot of, simple arguments. So it could be that those people don't even have arguments. They can be in a house and they won't have, it's possible. And you would think, oh, they have a perfect marriage. Nope, they don't have perfect marriage. That man is going to mess up. That woman is going to watch him mess up. They are going to mess up somehow. They may have the money, but they're going to mess up in other areas that will not bring any reputation for the family. So don't compare your husband. Maybe when your husband is going wrong, you are the type of person that will, let you, honey, you cannot do this. This is not a good thing. Just to help your husband grow. And when your husband goes out there, he sit at the city gates, wait elders, because you are helping him become that man God has created him to be. You are actually his suitable helper, So that's our job. We watch our husband, and whenever they are going wrong, we help them nicely, like Pontiac Pilate wives. I love that woman, like Abigail. That way, your husband is always respected because you do the work at home. So when you go out there, he's not messing up because you are doing the work at home. And sometimes there might be, misunderstanding. But you know what? It doesn't last longer because you are doing a good thing. And God will never let shame come to you when you do the right thing. So never compare your marriage to anybody's marriage. Because I'm telling you, there are marriages that people are surviving. There are marriages that there is no friendship. People are actually slaves to their husbands. That's the only way you don't hear any arguments. Everything. Some people, I know someone, a family member, that nobody can go to their house because they want to keep their marriage. That's how they keep their marriage by these things. Nobody can go to their house. They can't help family members. They cannot go out of their way to support any family member. In fact, they will not. Because their husband doesn't want it. So that's how they've also decided, because they want to keep that marriage. So they don't. So if you see something like this, you think their marriage is working. It's not like their marriage is working. Someone is being slave. Nobody should be slave, because even the Bible says we are not independent of each other. We are supposed to be one. We are supposed to be one in flesh. So how can you marry someone that you become a slave to? That is not marriage. So for me, those kind of marriages is not admirable. So it doesn't matter whether they argue or not. It's not all these marriages that I've mentioned. So never compare your marriage to these marriages. Never compare your marriages to anybody's marriage, because yours maybe sometimes you go through misunderstanding because you are being real, because you're trying to help your husband get better, become a better person, And whenever you are someone who like to speak the truth, you like to give constructive criticism to your own spouse just because you want the best for him, you're going to have, hate here and there one of these days. But trust me, it's worth it. Keep it that way. And never think you are a problem. Never think your marriage has issues, because your marriage is actually the one that God admires, because God sees you as a suitable helper for your husband. May God grant us wisdom, the knowledge, to understand what marriage is. Our purpose for marriage is God has given us. And our purpose as women, our roles, what God expects us to do, what is required of us as women, so that in the end will be a blessing. I always say to myself, I have to be a blessing to my husband. I have to be a blessing to him. He has to go places because I'm his wife. That is how it's supposed to be. Your husband needs to go places because you are his wife. Your husband has to sit at the city gates, wait elders, like the Proverb 31 woman. And that's what makes you a good wife. That's what makes you a Proverb 31 woman and the titles woman. God bless you. You have a blessed midweek. Until we meet again. Inspirational time with Patricia. We'll talk about issues nobody wants to talk about because it's affecting us. These are issues that affect us, and if it's affecting us, then we have to talk about them. Once again, you know where all these things boils back to. Mental health is very important. We are trying to protect our mental health by doing things right. God bless you, and you have a blessed week. Bye.